Welcome 11th class students, Mrs. Nanda biology tutorial. Today we will discuss the kingdom fungi. In the previous we have discussed Monera and Protista. So fungi, when the main feature is they are heterotrophic, also act as a saprophytes. So they can't prepare their own food because they don't have chlorophyll. So they are also called achlorophyllous, eukaryotic in nature. They are and decomposers play a very important role in ecology. Now this fungi is a very simple form in the form of a filament called hyphae, and group of hyphae together constitute mycelium. So study of this fungi is also called, next point, mycology. It is called to be mycology. Next feature, they constitute of cell wall. Cell wall is also present, and cell wall is made up of chitin or fungus cellulose. Fungus cellulose, the cell wall of the fungi is made of. Then comes, they can be reproduced or they can be act as a saprophyte, act as a parasite and causes number of infections also. This thallus or this hyphae or mycelium, further they are having many nucleus. Next condition, they are cenocytic in nature. Fungi, cenocytic means multinucleate. Multinucleate condition. Then this hyphae may be having such structure called septa. If they are having septa, then it is called to be septate fungi. If they are without, then it is called to be aseptate fungi. Next feature of the fungi is they also act as symbionts. They also act as symbionts, that means in which both are benefited. They show the association, for example, lichens or lichens. That means they show the association of fungi and algae. Similarly, this fungi also act as mycorrhiza. Mycorrhizal in nature means they show the association with the roots of the higher plants, different plants, higher plants, and both are benefited. Fungi get the shelter, and instead of that, plant get maximum absorption of water, minerals from the surrounding, and again prevent attack of the pathogens. So both are benefited. So fungi act in this way also, symbiosis, mycorrhizal condition. Then fungi in general reproduce by asexual method and sexual also, but not true. Sexual method or sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction by means of various types of spores, and spores are formed in special fruiting bodies or in sporangia. Various types of spores are formed in fungi in general, so they are called zoospore, aplanospore, aplanospores, conidiospores, conidiospores, climadospore, climadospores. So various types of spores are formed in the fruiting body. Then another spores are ascospores. Another spores are ascospores, basidiospores. So there are so many spores which take part, or that means they reproduce, fungi reproduce by the spore formation. Then question comes, if the spores are formed by mitosis or through mitosis, that condition, the zoospore, clematospore by mitosis, then they are called to be mitospores. They are called to be mitospore. If they are produced after meiosis, ascospore and basidiospore, then they are called meiospores. So they are maybe this meiospores. So that means the fungi can reproduce by this formation. Then comes the next thing, that means the various structures or reproduction in sexual may be gamete formation. They are isogamete or isogamous. That means both are equal in size, both the gametes, or anisogamous or oogamous. One is large, second is small. So that means sexual reproduction is by means of these main gamete formation of same size, of unequal size, and third condition unequal, and one is called to be motile, having the movement or for their or flagellation or the flagella or the motile structure. Then comes 3 steps in the life cycle or in the sexual life cycle of this fungi. 3 steps. First step is fusion of protoplasm. Fusion of protoplasm between motile and non-motile gamete. And this is called, first step is called plasmogamy. It means in their life cycle, plasmogamy, fusion of protoplasm. Second step in their life cycle, karyogamy, fusion of nuclei. 2 nucleus fuses, fusion of nuclei. Third step, meiosis occur in zygote. Meiosis occur in zygote, resulting haploid spores. Haploid spores. So it means these are the 3 main steps. Question can ask for the paper. What are the various steps in the cycle or the sexual cycle of the fungi? But sometimes 2 nuclei, they don't fuse. They don't fuse, remain side by side, right? It takes time to fuse further. Suppose, so 2 nuclei, they remain side by side, and it is called dikaryon. Dikaryon structure, they remain before fusion. And the phase in their life cycle is called dikaryon phase. Next step, dikaryon phase. So it means plasmogamy followed by karyogamy followed by dikaryon. In some, for example, basidiomycetes, nucleus remain side by side for long time. So it means the fungi in general, that is, consist of various spores or spore formation or sexual reproduction. Then comes the classification. Classification of fungi on the basis of their sexual reproduction, on the basis of the presence of the septa, partition in the cell. So, if the sexual reproduction absent, then fungi is called deuteriomycetes. Deuteriomycetes. or it is also called imperfectile. When sexual reproduction present, then it is called to be higher fungi, or further mycelium aseptate and septate. So we can classify on the basis of this position, that is called to be, so mycelium aseptate is called Phycomystes. It is called Phycomystes, which is also called to be the lower fungi. So, or Phycomyta. But in NCERT given Phycomystes, lower fungi. Second category, Phycomystes, or another is called higher fungi, that is called Ascomystes and Basidiomystes. Asco and Basidio, also called higher fungi. Higher fungi. So come to the point. First is the various features are in the syllabus. No life cycle, even in the NEET also paper, or that is you have to learn the complete features of this particular classes. First is Phycomystes. Phycomystes further consists of Oomystes and Zygomystes. But in NCERT it is given as Phycomystes. It is feature aquatic. First feature is aquatic. It is aquatic. Also found on decaying wood. Decaying wood. Then mycelium is septate. Same we have discussed in the previous, that is septate. Cenocytic. Cenocytic means multinucleate. Then asexual reproduction, in this case by zoospores, which are formed in a special body or the special structure, fruiting body, zoospores, which are motile. Motile, having flagella. The zoospore structures are formed, and these spores are, next feature, endogenous in origin, that is present inside the fruiting body or in sporangia. Then sexual reproduction in this case may be isogamous, oogamous. So these zoospores further give rise, when they fuse together, they give rise to the structure called the zygospores. In other fungi. So question can be asked, what is zoospore and zygospore? Zygospore is a diploid structure formed after fertilization. Zoospore is a haploid structure formed before fertilization by the asexual reproduction. So zoospore, they are motile, zygospore is non-motile. So you can write the difference also for the paper. Motile. Then comes the examples of this. Is main common example is mucor, rhizopus, or it is also called bread mold. You must have observed during the rainy season, this type fungus grow on bread, the white cottony mass, that is bread mold or mucor or rhizopus. Also, the parasitic form of this Oomystes, that is Albugo candida, which act as a parasite on mustard, sarson, brassica, so many names. So they causes the disease called white rust of brassica, white rust of crucifer. Disease name crucifer. Crucifer belongs to the mustard family. So Albugo candida act as a parasite. So come to the point, the various features, no life cycle in the syllabus according to NCERT. That is only the features of Phycomystes considered to be as a lower fungi. Second, next category which are in the syllabus is Ascomycetes. Ascomycetes is, as the name indicate, they are considered to be as ascus fungi, or they are also called to be sac fungi. Now in this case, mostly all are multicellular, but yeast is unicellular, single cell, belongs to this category. So they are again act as decomposers, parasites. They are parasites, decomposers, and they are also corpophilous, grow on dung, right? So mycelium in this case is septate, same feature. Mycelium of that is septate, and the fruiting body is called ascocarps. Inside the ascocarp, ascospores are formed, which are 8 in number. Ascospores are formed, which are 8 in number. Example of this is Aspergillus. Second, claviceps, neurospora, penicillium. So claviceps in the drugs formation, neurospora used as various genetic material and biochemical. Penicillium produces antibiotic, penicillin, very important. So it means Ascomycetes in general, they are act as in all way, and they are useful, also called to be the higher fungi. If we see the various kinds of spores, then we can observe in fungi, we have discussed zoospores, springiospores, then chlamydospores, conidospores. This is called to be the ascospores. Next we are discussing basidiospores. So many spores are there in fungi which play important role. Maybe they are formed by asexual method, maybe they are formed by sexual method. Meiospore or mitospore play important role. Next come Basidiomycetes. Basidiomycetes. What are the main feature? Basidiomycetes also called to be bracт fungi. It is called to be bracт fungi, in which there is a main mushroom, rust, smuts. So they can be act as a parasite, they can be act. So they again play a very, very important role. Grow on soil, on logs, wood logs, main, tree stumps. Asexual reproduction is totally absent in this case, but they can be reproduced by the vegetative method, and that is called fragmentation. Means fragmentation, the filament or hyphae, or they break and separate into two. This phenomena is called to be fragmentation. Next, in this case, the mushroom life cycle is not in the syllabus, but in brief we will discuss the sexual reproduction by means of heterothalism. What does it mean? Two different hyphae or different strain, they come together and they multiply. What does it mean? Suppose this is the hyphae, this is the second hyphae, this is the second hyphae. So positive and negative, like this, or two strain, and these hyphae come closer to form the hyphae called dikaryon hyphae. So this dikaryon hyphae further give rise to, or they come up and give rise to the structure That is a mushroom which is edible. We are eating that mushroom. So that structure like this is called to be pilus. Number of the structures present here called gills. This is called to be stipe. So gills. So what happened? This dikaryon hyphae remain as it is, not fuse. Give rise to the fruiting body called basidiocarp. Basidiocarp, which further give rise to the structure called basidia or basidium, in which basidiospores are formed. So they are formed like this. 4. Then they are arranged on above like this. So these are called basidiospores, arranged on the structure called sterigmata. Sterigmata, sterigmata. So it means they are formed after meiosis, so there are the meiospores. Then this basidiospores fallen on the ground and give rise to the monokaryon hyphae. This is monokaryon hyphae, this is dikaryon hyphae, because fusion delayed for some time, and this is the mycelium and the life cycle of mushroom of the Basidiomystes. They also causes certain diseases or parasitic, especially on wheat. One is called loose smut of wheat, caused by the fungus called Ostilago-triticci or triticci. Second fungus belongs to this Basidiomystes, causes rust of wheat. Causes rust of wheat. These are the disease or fungus which causes disease to these plants of the wheat, especially rust of wheat, and this is called Puccinia gramineus triticci. So now we have discussed only the last left, that is called Deuteriomystes class, or the next fungi, Deuteriomystes. Deuteriomystes means fungi imperfecti. Imperfecti. Why? Because they don't have any sexual stage. They don't have the sexual stage. Mostly they act as a parasite. Mycelium in this case is branched. Mycelium of the Deuteriomystes is branched, septate. So they are, large number are called to be decomposer on litter. On litter, and they also help